So, welcome to all of you. I think I'm going to start. Uh, just to introduce myself, I'm Ilzé. I'm a nutrition and lifestyle coach, and I'm going to share my screen with you. This we will make a recording, and you will receive this recording tomorrow as well. Babalu, welcome to you too. So tomorrow we will send out this recording. So if you have somebody who will be interested or you want to watch a recording again, you're welcome to share that with them. Hi Renette, baie welkom. It's been a long time.
Hello. Yes.
Yeah, so my business's name is Light2Live and our slogan is Rewrite Your Story. And I think I have the best job in the world because it's my passion to help people rewrite their stories from a place where they don't want to be to a place where they can enjoy their life to its fullest. So yes, I will start with my sharing my screen. Let me just do that before I forget. There you are. Shared. There you are. Okay. And this is Light2Live. I've been doing this under this company's name for the past since 2020, going into COVID. Before that, I hosted people in my office. My first program was in my home, where I coached a group of mums on lifestyle and nutrition, and that was such an experience that many ask me. I have family members in Gauteng or in the Cape or wherever, and how can they get access to this program as well? And that put me on this road to develop an online program, and it was quite a project, but at the end of December 2019 I launched my first one, and then 2020 COVID hit, so that was fantastic to have that ready. And we host every month I host a masterclass on a specific topic. This month it is about menopause. Most of my clients are women, 96%, and then the men join as well, but I never see them. So it's just the women that's here. Hi everybody that joined us now. So most of the time women join the program, and then they give the same food to the men, and then they love it, and then they do better than the women. But we should never compare, hey? If your husband loses more weight than you do, don't be angry with him. That's just how men are wired. So it's never a competition. So this month is about menopause, and I'm a lifestyle and nutrition coach. Just a little bit of my story. When I was a young mom, my husband at the age of 30, even before kids, he was diagnosed with arthritis, being in a lot of pain. As you all know, arthritis is an autoimmune disease, and there's no cure for it according to the doctors. So it was really for us a shock that you can, at the age of 30, be in so much pain. And if I now look back, I exactly know why. I worked right next to KFC, and that was our staple food. So I don't have to connect the dots further for you. But then the kids arrived. My eldest one was born in 2000, and she was covered in eczema by week 5. Total little one, and she struggled with constipation, and I couldn't figure out what is behind that. And eventually it took me 2 years to finally find out that it is dairy that was the culprit. I'm lactose intolerant, she's lactose intolerant, and that contributed to all of the problems. So she had a lot of allergies, grommets, tonsillitis, high fevers, hospitalization, and then came the youngest one, and she had continually pneumonia. So the moment she got the flu, we ended up in hospital with pneumonia, and it was really a roller coaster for us, which resulted in us as a family, young family, spending all our money on medical aid. And by April every year, our medical aid was done, and from there on, we had to pay out of our pockets, and that was really for us such a problem. But in in April 2024, hi Karina, we went on holiday, and it was just before the holiday I ended up in ER with a severe abdominal pain. I thought it was an appendix. It turned out to be IBS, and it was at that moment that I told my husband we won't see 50 if we carry on like that. So we bought a book on lifestyle, training, nutrition, all of that. We read it, and on holiday we started with our training program, eating clean, and within 6 days, I can still remember waking up on day 6 after we've been down and out with detox, headaches and things for the whole week, and I felt like, wow, I have some energy. And that was the beginning of a whole new season in our lives. So after 12 weeks, there was no arthritis pains anymore for him. I had no IBS, and I applied all the principles on my kids, and that started a whole research career for me on nutrition. And everybody got healthy, and we never had a need for doctors anymore. So for 22 years, we didn't have any doctors. Went through COVID, got COVID, recovered without any medication for that. And we saved about R1 million just on medical expenses. So at the end of 2022, my husband and I want to go for glasses, and our medical aid said they don't cover it under the plan that we are on. And my husband said, but we never use our savings. And they said, yes, there is 96,000 in our savings account. So we went on to a hospital plan, and they paid over that 96,000 into our account. The very same week, our eldest daughter, her boyfriend came to ask for her hand. So guess what we did with that money? We had a lovely wedding in 2023, and now she is pregnant with her first one. And my youngest daughter is now working with me in the business. She's my creative artist, and everything that you see that's beautiful, that's her work. And she's also my technical director because she's doing a lot of things in the background, and I'm very pleased. It's a privilege to work with her. So this is a bit of my story. So we've come a long way since 2004 with this, 22 years. And then right in the middle of COVID, in 2020, that was when I hit menopause straight on, and it was a train wreck for me. You don't need stress and COVID and menopause all at once. I felt this was a challenge for me. So I always had fun with my mom. You should never make fun of your parents when they have hot flushes. But I said to my mom, I wish for a hot flush because I was always cold. And she said, you don't want a hot flush. And that's exactly what happened. So this hot flushes didn't suit me well. And I didn't know what was going on until I started to research what is going on. I just felt I went crazy in COVID, and I thought at first it was because of COVID that I was out. But then I started to do some research, and I saw, wow, menopause is actually something very big. And there's up to 70 symptoms. So I'm just going to share some of that, and maybe there's a few of them, hopefully not all of that you can relate to. But hot flushes is one of them because of your hormones that's dipping, and night sweats. Your periods start to go irregular. So you're in perimenopause when you miss your periods, and when you're without periods for a year, then you're in full menopause. And usually the doctors can do some blood tests to see if that's the case. So dryness, sleep problems. Many people complain about sleep problems. Weight gain is that type of weight gain that you wake up one morning and you just realize this body is not mine. And it's such a terrible feeling to realize, okay, everything went south. Gravity did its job. So thinning hair, loss of breast fullness, and then joint pain and stiffness, and urinary problems, dry skin, headaches, and fatigue. again, the fatigue, because if you don't sleep well, you don't feel well the next day, it impacts everything, and your body is obviously under more stress physically. But then comes the emotional problems, and that for me was the bummer. I was always a person who said I'm a optimistic, can do type of person, so bring it on, I can do it, and then I couldn't. So the mood changes really got to me, and I thought again it was due to COVID. I had a child in matric and another one in America, isolated, and I was, yeah, a worried mom. But this mood changes totally got to me, and the anxiety and depression and all of these just was for me a severe something to get used to. So I didn't enjoy this season. And then when I start reading, the doctor said that this is the season in your life when you're the most highest risk for disease. And if you think about it, anything like heart disease and cholesterol and cancer and osteoporosis are things that has built up through your life. So in menopause, your body is basically telling you, I'm not forgiving anymore. Now this is the result of what's happening for a very long time. You can't go on like you're going on and think it will be okay in the future. So menopause is a good place to pause and rethink your life. And if you take this truth head on, then you can make good progress. I think for most women that I come in contact to, the sudden weight gain for them is just so unfair. They think the husband can eat whatever he wants, and then the wife picks up the weight, and it's such a struggle, and every diet that you try in this season don't work anymore, and there's a reason for that. And the biggest reason behind this, and I can't tell you how many women I get that eats too little and they basically in starvation mode. So they don't get the proper nutrients that they're supposed to be, because there's a lot of diets out there and there's a lot of nonsense. And what happens if you're constantly on diet, it's disrupting your whole metabolism, as well as your cells is deprived of nutrients. And I'm talking about not protein, carbs and fats, that's the calorie part of food, the non-calorie part like your vitamins and minerals and things like that, and I will go into depth a bit later. But for most women, they eat too little, and this is my first step when we do a program, as you are now going to eat for a target, because I want to fill up your nutritional stores until they are brimming over and say thank you, and then your appetite will go down and the food noise will leave you, and then you won't need any extra support on that side. And also the Russian woman syndrome. If you are going like crazy, and this is usually the time of your life that you are very busy, you are burning through nutrients. So coming from a point of starvation and don't have enough nutrients and rushing like crazy really don't help your body. So the Russian woman syndrome is also part of the problem, and this combination of the two is just sending your body over the edge. So your body experiences it as if you are dropped in the desert and there's nothing. And when you have nothing, you hold on to everything that you have. So your body basically go into slow go, and it holds on to every single cell of fat, and to protect you against the starvation on the outside. So we have to flip this switch back to paradise mode, where in paradise there's abundance and you live from overflow and not from starvation. And this is the strategy that we take in menopause with women, and then we see fantastic changes. So is this the end of your life as you know it? Yes. We can't ignore it. You are now during menopause moving into the second half of life. And from this perspective, life has a whole different view. And if you've ever watched the movie Croods, it's an animation movie, an old one. In the very first one, this cave people, there was a earthquake and there was a rock falling onto their cave and crushed their cave. So they had no home left, and they had to leave that home and in search of something new. And when they went over the mountain, there was a whole paradise opening up for them. And this is what I want to land for you, is this is not the end of your world, maybe the end of your youth as you know it, but there is something opening up that brings so much more joy and purpose into your life. This new season can be beautiful if you approach it well. So what happens in menopause? Basically, on a hormonal level, your estrogen really drops. There's no need for that as when you were in your cycles and your productive phase of life. So, and the estrogen doesn't fade off, it crashes. So it's like a wave crashing onto the beach, and one day you have it and the next day you don't, and that is part of the reason of this ups and downs and all this emotional fluctuations in your body, because your whole body was in balance for this younger season of your life, and now you're moving into a new season and your body needs to adapt again to the lack of estrogen. So and this is why the experience can be so intense for most women. But the silver lining is that your body is now your own. If you're in your 50s, most probably your children are either teenagers, they can dress themselves, they can feed themselves. Maybe you have to drive them around still, or maybe you have children out of your home. They're adults now, so you have a bit more me time for yourself. And you can take that time. This is now the best time of your life to invest time in yourself, to make yourself a priority. And you have built up quite a lot of resilience. If you have anything to do with helping kids grow up, even if it's not your own, but you are busy in the world, you have a lot of resilience. You know how to push through, and that counts into your favor. And you have a lot of more wisdom. You have learned a few lessons and failed a few times and know what not to do. So this is now your season where you can invest in and equip yourself for the second half of life. So maybe it's a good time for you to look with the new lenses at your life. So I will give you a from survive to thrive strategy today, just high level, so that you can know what to do, and I will put the emphasis on the important things. But the first one that I want to put the focus on is nutrition. If your nutrition is good, then the engine can run properly. We are not cars, but if you have fuel in your car, you can move. If you have only baggage in the boot, that car is not going anywhere. You need fuel in your car. And many food that we eat today is not fuel, it's baggage. So the nutrition is very important. And then basically your attitude, embrace this new season that you are moving towards and make yourself a priority. What I find with many women, they give everything. They sacrifice themselves for their loved ones. Usually they won't even eat. They will just run, and then the engine run out of fuel and then they crash. So build a toolbox for you to how to deal with this life's challenges, and then a lifestyle makeover. What will you do in terms of movement to strengthen yourself, your stress, your new focus? If you are willing to take all of these components and say, I'm going to address this in this next 3 months, then you will see a huge outcome by the end of October. So embrace this new season. Just take some note of what you are bringing to life in this season. You're not like a spring flower anymore. You know, it's easy for a tree to bear some flowers in spring because they're just beautiful and they're light, but bearing a fruit is heavy. So, and if you think about your life in this season of your life, you are carrying a heavy load. On the one side, it's the youngsters that you don't have control over, but they make very important decisions that has a huge impact on you as well. And on the other side, maybe you have aging parents or people that you look after that also you don't have control over, but they also make huge decisions that has an impact on you, and you carrying the load on both sides. And then you're in a marriage that you have to be the good wife, and you don't feel like the good wife many times. So be gracious of yourself. If you can give yourself some grace and say, I need some grace of myself and just some time off, that's an excellent idea. So make yourself a priority. And if you don't think you are worthy of take some time off and invest in yourself, ask yourself why not. But what I see many times, if women don't take some time off for themselves to invest in themselves and they just keep running, then the engine crash somewhere and then a diagnosis like cancer happens. And if you get that diagnosis, you can't believe how easy it is then to make a change in lifestyle and a change of priority, because that's a death wish. That's not a death wish, that's a death sentence. Because cancer and death is this scary thing, but why do we need something like that before we say, I'm now a priority? Because it's a very traumatic experience for most people. So if you decide to be in 2026 proactive about yourself and you say, I'm going to invest in myself for the next 3 months, make myself a priority as well, just move myself up on the priority list, then you will see the benefits coming to you. So ask yourself these questions: am I worthy of self-care? And if the answer is no, why not? Because why is somebody else more worthy than you are? You are worthy just the same as anybody else on this planet. And you're the heart of the home. So if you think about your influence, you have influence to the elderly people, you have influence to the younger people. Basically in your late 40s and 50s, you have influence to the whole society, young and old. And if what you do bring over some wisdom and peace and just some joy to everybody, just by being you and being your healthiest you, that will create such a beautiful experience for everybody around you. So the toolbox is, look at your physical challenges. What is your challenge and how can you work with that to find a new solution for that? Like what I said, the old way of diet and exercise don't work anymore. You can't starve yourself thin anymore. Your body won't do that strenuous exercises. We have one of our sessions, group sessions, will be about movement for this season of life. And then be open for new possibilities. There's adventure waiting for you if you do these things right. Build yourself a toolbox with your emotions. There are beautiful apps that you can just be aware of what is the emotion that you are currently feeling. And there are not only 3 emotions like happy and sad and angry. There are many emotions, and if you can tap into your emotions and see where are you, then you can deal with that better. Okay, and ask questions. When and what do I feel that, and how will I apply truths to deal with these emotions that I'm feeling? Acknowledge it. It's okay to have an emotion. And then, what do I need to learn? So what didn't work? If I just carry on in the same way, I won't get a new result. So what do I need to do different? And the one thing that I see when I start coaching with people is when they sign up, they are ready for the new. So if you are ready for something new, this is the place to be. And who will help me? What will the cost be? What is the long-term goals? And this is now your time to set up a dream for yourself. Where do you want to be by December? But also, where do you want to be in 5 years' time, or when you retire? What is your big dream for your next half of your life, where you have impact by who you are and not what you do and your performance, but by who you are? So the lifestyle makeover, this is an interesting thing. Have you recognized how many women in this season, when kids are out of home in their 50s and 60s, they go on a hiking tour with other ladies and a journaling weekend and retreats and things like that? This is your season to do that. So to prioritize effective stress management, but first you have to know what is stress and how is it affecting you, and then tap on your support system. There's nothing like sisterhood and women supporting each other. So if you have a few friends, that's fantastic. And if you don't, let's make friends. There's ways and there's ways, but our community in Light2Live is one of those. So we have a new look at movement and exercise. One of my clients, she's in Spain. She's a coach for Olympic athletes, and she's also in menopause, and we had interesting discussions about movement in this time frame of your life, and it's not hitting the treadmill anymore. So we have to work on this rushing woman syndrome. What am I going to do to slow down my life? I can run myself until I die, but that's not the ideal. So let's talk about nutrition. This is my specialty. So what they found with scientific research is that whole food plant-based eaters, think paradise, have less hormonal fluctuations, and it's not that extreme, and they have a shorter menopause. So the longer you have periods in your life, the longer your productive phase, the higher the risk of getting breast cancer because of all the hormones in your system. If you have less hormones in your system, it tells that your risk for getting breast cancer is lower. So the earlier a girl goes into puberty, in America they now, in the Western world, even start at 10, but 12 is now our normal. But in the old days, in countries like China, where they live in the rural areas where they only eat rice and plants, basically, they went into puberty at the age of 17. So you can see this is a huge difference. So the longer your productive phase is, the higher the risk of getting breast cancer because of all the hormones in your system. So people eating the Western diet, like all the junk food and all the deep fried foods and a lot of the meats and eggs and dairy, foods with hormones in, like dairy is extremely full of hormones because it's made to a calf to grow. So you can just think. So more hormonal fluctuations. So the hot flushes are more extreme. The night sweats are more extreme. It's difficult to manage it without any support. And then it's the late menopause. So late in their 50s, they only start to go into menopause, and the higher risk for cancer and other diseases. So just that is a bit of science behind that. And then there's hormone and gut disruptors. Your gut is your digestive system, and your digestive system and your hormones are very closely related. So processed foods, anything that's in a packet with expiry date of a year on, that's ultra processed foods with a lot of chemicals that disrupt the gut and created leaky gut syndrome, and that sets off a whole path of autoimmune diseases, risk for cancers, all of these. Fatty foods, any processed foods, most of them are also fatty foods, sugars, and I don't talk about the sugar in an apple. That's in a natural form, that's paradise, that's good. But sugars that is extracted, like cane sugar and corn syrups and things that's in the processed foods. And then hormones, like many animals, especially animals in factory farmed lots, they are injected with extra hormones or given extra hormones, and the product has more hormones in it when you buy it in the shop. So it's different from an animal that lives like venison or game meat, that is an animal roaming in the wild. It's two different types of meat, although both may be red meat, but it's different, and the one is healthier than the other one. So hormones in foods also create problems and disrupt your gut. And then food that's low in nutrients. Now all the food that you see here is high in calories, but it's very low in micronutrients. There's basically no minerals and vitamins in that to protect you against the cancer and all the diseases and to strengthen your immune system. And it's low in fiber, and fiber is what feeds your gut. And if you don't consume food with enough fiber, then you're in the danger zone. So to add fuel to the furnace, when you're in your 30s, you can eat this stuff, your donuts and things, and then it won't show as quickly, but eat a donut now and tomorrow it will show. So this belly fat that you see there is the combination of insulin resistance, so blood sugar levels spike, insulin spike, and crushes and all of these foods add to belly fat. So if you have a sudden change in the shape of your body, it's a combination of cortisol that is linked to stress and your insulin resistance, and that's why we get belly fat, especially in menopause. And it's not welcome, but the fat on the outside is not as dangerous as the fat in the inside, the visceral fat that's around your organs. That's the dangerous ones. But who wants now belly fat? So we are going in this menopause course that we are doing work especially on the belly fat. What is the solution for that? And there is a solution. So the good foods are the metabolically healthy food, and Professor Robert Lustig is a specialist in the whole sugar thing to investigate that, and he says if you look at any food, it should protect your liver, it should protect your brain and feed your gut. If it does this, excellent, your body is in a good space. If it doesn't, you're eating poison. So if you think about processed foods, it is just normal to think, okay, that is poison. We are slowly poisoning ourselves, especially the drinks. But if you eat this natural foods, everything there that you can see, there's thousands of micronutrients and phytonutrients. And phytonutrients are the stuff that turns off the cancer cells and protect your immune system and make you stronger. So there are thousands of micronutrients in this picture that you won't find in any processed foods. So the short answer is, in menopause, it's so important to bring your body back into paradise so that your body can experience nutrients in its abundance and live from overflow and not from starvation. Your body doesn't count calories. So the carbs, the fats, the proteins is something for the diet craze industry that has a 1% success rate. If you work in alignment with your body and we focus on the micronutrients, the minerals, the vitamins, the phytonutrients, the fibers, all of that, then your body gets back into balance and it's starting to go back to normal and everything calms down. Your hormones start to settle in and you get some energy back and sleep better, all of those. So this is the short answer to the big picture. Is focus on micronutrients like your minerals and vitamins, phytonutrients, all the micronutrients like lycopene that you find in tomatoes that protects against prostate cancer. But it's that tomato has 10,000 of them, phytonutrients. We haven't even discovered all of them. But if you eat a tomato, you know you're eating a really healthy thing that is helping your body with immune support. And fiber feeds your gut. So if your gut is fed well, all your microbes in your gut, there are trillions of them, they can perform at their optimal best. So that is gut-friendly foods. Anything that's on that plate, most of it has a lot of fiber, except for the chicken. Chicken, animal products doesn't have fiber. But if you combine that with a beautiful plate like that, and you eat that, then your body has a diversity of nutrients that it can work with, and that will turn your body into a well-balanced body. So it's lighten the digestive system and it supports hormonal balance. Anything that supports gut health will also support hormonal balance, because those two are friends. And then in our program, I don't cut out any food categories, only the junk, like sodas. That's not food, that's poison. So that's the only thing that I say. Replace your soda immediately with something better, like an iced tea or water. Water is your friend. And something like that. And enough. I believe in enough. You should never have to tell your body, now you're not hungry anymore, you should stop eating, weigh your food. That's not life, to weigh everything. I only weigh a few things, and it's only once, so that you can get the portion size. That's it. But I don't believe in starvation, and I also don't believe that you should starve yourself until you feel like a lion lying under a tree and want to sleep for 3 days. That's not the idea. Yes, Hailey is asking about the soda, the sugar-free. Yes, it's still ultra-processed food. There's nothing natural in that. So sodas, you can do some sparkling water that's unflavored, have no flavorants in. That's the better option. I don't order a plain water for me in a restaurant. That's boring. I can drink plain water at my home, but I will order sparkling water with some lemon and sometimes a tomato cocktail, the unsweetened ones. That's just for me my treat. If you like tomato cocktail, but usually there's some different options. But what many kids and teenagers, especially, their blood sugar levels are crazy, the emotions as well, because of all the drinks and the children. But women, women struggles more to eat well. It can be a daily challenge. I usually tell the women, anybody who comes onto my program, we start with you. Don't try to change the family. We don't want to create war. They're not in the mental space to do that. But when they see you do the changes and the results, then they start to get inspired. And I will show you a picture of one of my best clients now who did that, exactly that, and now her family is on board. It took her more than a year, like 2 years basically, but now they're on board. So it must be delicious. I don't believe in boring food. If you don't enjoy your food, you will stop eating that. That's as simple as that. So diets are so boring because you can't eat the same thing every day. So there's a recipe book with lovely recipes. So this is one of my clients. She was struggling with menopause and weight loss for 10 years, couldn't drop a kilo. And then within 3 months, she lost those 10 kilos. And her husband had cancer at that stage. And after he was with her on the program, he was cancer-free completely. And still today, I think it's now 4 years, still cancer-free. They're living their life, enjoying retirement. So beautiful. She was so focused. And then Honey, I first remember her calling me in December. Can you believe? People want to change in December, but she called me in December and she said she's now down and out with herself. She was a type 2 diabetic. She was in menopause, overweight, energy was gone. And she started immediately on the program in January 2022. And she went through the program and I think she lost her 12 kilos in 3 months, and we lost contact. And in 2024, I saw her again on Facebook, and I called her, and there she was. She looked like a total different person. And she lost 32 kilos. That was on her daughter's wedding. So just living the life, and I still have contact with her, a beautiful life, enjoying everything. And this is my focus. I always look long term. What will you be in 5 years from now? I want you to say, I've dropped the kilos, I've not picked it up, but more than that, I have a beautiful life and I have joy and adventures, and I have energy to do life. So this is what my bootcamp is then about, and I will send you the details after this. It's a 3-month one. You have access for a year to all the videos and everything in that, and you can still have all the recipes. All of that is part of it, and you will keep that forever. And then there's 8 live sessions like this one. We'll talk about a topic, and that's just additional to the content in your program. We take a holistic approach, so we look from a bigger picture to menopause, and the menu plans that you get is designed for women in menopause. It's not to say that the family can't eat with you, but the focus is how will it help you balance the insulin resistance thing as well as the cortisol and the whole energy thing the challenge that we have in menopause. And you get a recipe book with more than 100 plus recipes. There's support. Support is key for me. In the first 10 days on the program, you will get a daily message from me. So today you will feel like this because this is what's happening in your body. And every day you will get a message until you get the train out of the station. And we will have 3 weeks after each other a meeting every week. So you get support and systems that for proven success. This program has been designed with a lot of clients, taking them on this path, and most of my clients are over 50. We've done a lot of trials with menopause. And accountability, you have your journaling, you have your feedback every week so that you can see what's your progress. And we start with new life-giving habits. The only way that you will stick to this lifestyle is when you have new habits. So I equip you with knowledge. On the one side, I bring the science, as I did now, to the table. We go a bit deeper into the science. I give you some videos to watch. You will be introduced to new doctors all over the world that is specialists in their areas and who has success with menopause. And you will learn practical plans to make it sustainable for you. So this is my question. Are you ready to invest in yourself and take the next step? What are you waiting for? There is a lot of women that will rewrite their story in this last 3 months from August till October, and entering January they will be in a new body, in a new space of life and enjoying their life. So to just show you the program, so this is what you will receive. So everything that you want to understand, to have a glowing skin, to be pain-free, all of this is part of the results that you can expect during this 12 weeks. There is definitely a life after menopause, and this is what you will get: your design menu plans. It's an online program, your recipe book, nutritional journals. You will get the daily guidelines. What's your target for today? So every day you will know exactly what to eat, and you can swap out your days with each other, but there will be a recipe for each day. And some mornings this will be your bread with avo and an egg. It's not strange foods, it's normal foods. And then we have our coaching sessions and our system for success. So I've been through this 22 years, read a stack of books, did my research with a lot of doctors, did courses in specific areas. So I took all of that and I condensed that into a 12-week program so that you don't have to read 10 more books to understand menopause. So, and this is the topics. Our first 4 topics will be only on nutrition and the alkaline acidity that creates pain, intermittent fasting, what's the ratio there, healthy gut, optimal nutrition. And then session 5, it will be around, I think, about 40 days into your program. Then you get the opportunity to design your own menu plan, and then you have already all the tools to know exactly what to do with your menu plan. And then topic 6 is what is the link between stress and your weight. And as you just saw, cortisol plays a huge role. What is a stress management techniques that you can use in this season of life that makes sense to manage your stress better. And then we look at detox your mind. You're not only a body, you're not a piece of Lego that you can take off your head. What happens in the body happens in the mind. So we will also look at detox your brain with the right thought patterns and to connect your relationship with food and your stress and all of that. And then topic 8 is to see how the whole principle of habits work. And then you will look back and see, my goodness, I've been on this journey and there's a lot of new habits that are already is part of my life, and this is now my new normal. So usually by day 21 you will tell me, okay, the connections is there, I can do this. At first we just say, put our heads down, this is what we're going to do, we prep for that and we start. So next Monday is our first session. I'll just show you, this is our dates. Going to zoom in a bit. So next Monday I'm sharing the how to get started, and then you have time up till the 6th of August. 6th of August is only day 1. So up to there, I give you the strategy plan, how to get started, prep for that. Because this is what goes wrong in most diets, is people want to sign up today and tomorrow they start, and then day 3 everything crashes. It doesn't work like that. We want a successful 21 days, and for that reason we have a long time to prep, and there's a lot of things that you can do to prep well. And then we have 3 meetings every week. We have a meeting so that we can get you and keep up the speed. Get the train out of the station, keep up the speed, and by the Monday the 24th, you will be most probably tell me I'm up and running, things go well, okay, let's move forward. And then we do the other topics as well. So depending on the group, what is the specific needs, I adjust the content of all these live sessions so that you know everything that you need. So this is the principles how we do it. We first define your goals. You will gain the knowledge. I bring all the science to the table. We work out a menopause strategy, and then we set systems in for success, like your recipe book, your menu plans, your daily journal that you tick. And then we work with consistency. Success comes with consistency. And then we celebrate every week that one step that you took forward and you have success with that. We celebrate that. And yeah, my question to you then is, there's a new life waiting for you, a new season. Will you take the step? So there's a once-off price. If you do the EFT payment, if you click there, it will go to another page where the banking details is, that you can do a direct payment. This is only for a once-off. Otherwise, you can pay via PayFast, or you can click on this one and open it, and it will show you a engine like this where you can pay it off over 3 months. So, but if you click this EFT link, this is the banking details. You can pay it off, or you can pay this once off, or else you can use that link to pay it off over 3 months. And if you think about that, this will be one of the best things that you do for your life, So just to show you this one client that I told you about, Esther came to me in 2024. That was January 2024. She was on a desperate state. She was in and out of hospital. She had severe migraines. She was diagnosed with a brain edema, that was pressure on her brain, and the doctors couldn't figure out what to do with that. And she's a strong woman in herself, because she can do things, but this migraines just took her out. And eventually he said to her, "No, I think you should lose weight." So she came to me in March that year. She said, "I need to lose 40 kilos. And we start with the program. She followed the program. She lost the 40 kilos. That was December last year. And she did that. And after 3 weeks on the program, she never had a migraine again. And eventually her family also went onto this whole program. So, they stopped drinking the Coke and all the soda. So it's possible. So you can look at all my testimonies on my website. There's a gut problem, a severe gut autoimmune disease problem that was solved. There's Honolulu again. This lovely lady lost 50 kilos. Also a lady who lost more than 50 eventually. And so have a look at all the testimonies. There is the bootcamp. You can also use this platform to sign up. But yes, this is the stats from our programs. And what we saw, and this is the final thing that I want to leave you with. This science says on the statistics on diets, women who's on a diet, statistics worldwide, 1% of people who go on a diet have long-term results. Either 99% fail. So why would you go on a diet if it fails you? No matter whether it's keto or banting or whatever the craze is of the moment. I get that constantly. If I ask, have you ever been on a diet? Yes, it failed me, because it is designed to fail you. So diets are so boring, and it's just becoming, you can't do social life with that. So part of our program is also, how do you do Christmas, birthdays and everything with this food as part of your nutrition plan, and what's your strategy around that? And I don't cut out anything, so that's why you can have everything. So, but there's a way to look at things that make it improve every bite that you eat. So, the diet craze doesn't work. If you can just promise yourself tonight that I will never go on a diet again, then you will feel that just the weight comes off your shoulders. You have no burden there. Now you can go on an adventure where you discover food that your body is designed for and that you will love, and that you can do life for forever. I have people in their 80s getting rid of all their chronic medicine and have lovely, beautiful, full lives, because they don't have all the aches and the pains of old age. you're not moving into old age, you're moving into a new adventure, and my wish for you is a fantastic adventure forward. Okay, ladies, any questions? You are welcome to raise your hand, ask a question. I'm here to answer. Okay. So you can also send me an email afterwards. You will receive an email with the documentation about the menopause program. Our registrations close on Monday morning, 9 o'clock. So 10 o'clock. Yes, Claudia, you're welcome to ask. Just take your audio, take the mute off. Yes.
Hi, thank you very much for a very, very informative session. I just want to ask you with regards to your, the blood type sort of eating program.
Yeah.
So A or B or O or whatever it is, and then this causes inflammation and that causes inflammation. It gets very confusing. So
absolutely.
So how does your program encompass that?
Okay, so we should first understand how diet books work. Diet books are written to make money at first. So whatever is popular, that will sell the most. So in the diet, blood group 1, people ask, that's right, Karina, you can leave. The most people are O positive. So obvious, O positive people will be, say, eat your meat because it's good for you. But scientifically, there's not much research that confirm that the blood types are even playing a role. Just remember that we only discovered that in the last 100 years. Humanity comes for thousands of years. So the blood types isn't. If your blood is red, then you can do this course. So. Yeah, I've worked with a doctor in America who's written 7 New York Times bestsellers on Eat to Live, not Eat to Lose Weight. But the side effect of healthy food is that your body will go to normal weight. So the proof is in the pudding, and this is what I will bring constantly to the table, is what is the proof in real life, not what they tell us in books. If they have a study, it should be possible to prove it in real life. That's the purpose of a study. So, and this is the studies that I bring to the table are all cross-referenced. They have the same outcome. So this doctor has a retreat center in San Diego in America. He helps people with heart disease, reversed heart disease, diabetes, reversed diabetes, and any diet that makes you healthier is something to look at. If a diet leaves you with a shortage of nutrients, then you should put a red question mark above that. And many of the diets that cut out food groups like keto and Banting and some of that, who restrict you severely, also restrict your nutrient levels. Some of them you have to take extra fiber and extra nutrients and all of that in pill forms. That's not the ideal. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you. Yes, it does. It's actually very difficult for me, somebody that is from a very mixed parentage. And so I have a Mediterranean, and now I live in South Africa for many, many years. So it's very difficult for me to say, okay, I'm an A blood type. Now I can't eat tomatoes. I can't eat this and I can't do that. I believe everything in moderation.
Yeah.
So I struggle to say, okay, what am I going to eat today? Okay, so I can't have tomatoes, I can't have this, I can't have
so difficult, eh?
Yeah, and I have a tree in my garden that has beautiful naartjies, but now I can't have naartjies because that's
goodness.
in my blood type. And now I can't have papaya, but I can have pawpaw. And all of this, it's so confusing, and it makes it very complicated. And that's what I struggle with. Yeah.
No, we can. Life is about joy, not cutting out but putting in. So this whole program is about abundance. What do we put in instead of taking out? Liza, you're asking about parasites. Parasites don't like garlic. So that is a natural solution to parasites, but you can have a support from the pharmacy. I don't specifically focus on parasites, but yes, garlic is your natural solution to that. I hope that helped you. Anything else, Miriam? But you are welcome.
Good evening. I hear you talk about different types of diets like keto, Mediterranean. So I just want to know whether inflammatory diet is also a type of a diet. I don't know whether I explained it well.
Yeah, Mediterranean is more a focus where they have things like a lot of natural foods, like food that you get in the Mediterranean. So there is tomatoes and fresh fruit and vegetables, but also olive oil because they use olive oil there. So they have a little bit of meat and fish, and that's part of it. And from all diets, maybe that's more the well-balanced thing where they include all the food categories. But yes, the Mediterranean and what our approach is very much in line with each other. We add a little bit here, something more, and we just reduce some of the other things. But in essence, the Mediterranean is actually not a bad one to look at. But we don't think in terms of diet in our approach. We think in terms of nutrients. So we look at paradise nutrients, and if you upsize that, your body just say yes, thank you. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Yeah, any other questions? Okay, ladies, 3 minutes left. I made it in time. Thanks so much for joining me. You will receive an email afterwards with the details of the menopause program. You are welcome to book a free consultation with me. This is on my book online on my program. I'm just going to show this to you. There's a free consultation. I don't have a lot of spots, so if you want a free consultation, you can book it up front. And then please just show up for the consultation. I think I only have Thursday open this week that's left. So you are welcome to book a consultation if you want to talk to me about something. But otherwise, you can get all your information on the bootcamp here, on the bootcamp program. And you can also enroll here. There's an enroll button. But yes, if you need to ask anything, you are welcome to ask. I'm there to help women shift into a joyful space, and this is what makes me so happy. So thanks a lot for attending. I really appreciate your time. I know it's hectic on Monday, so thank you for you. I hope you have a beautiful night's sleep, and I hope to see you next week. Thank you. Enjoy your evening.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, Tanni.
Bye. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Ilzé.